I don't want to get your hopes up, but it seems like freight may finally be starting to pick up. Maybe. There was some weird weather and we still have some seasonal stuff to factor in, but for the first time in a long time, you can actually see people beginning to get excited about maybe getting freight back on track. But what happens if freight does pick up? Well, if you're in the market for drivers, that could make getting good ones harder. Competition is going to increase, which means more people in the pool for the same limited number of drivers. But you can't just retool your whole approach to driver recruiting, right? So what's something you can do to increase your success rate without massively increasing your recruiting spend? Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the Recruiting Roundup. Every month, we're back here with a new episode to cover a driver recruiting or talent acquisition topic. Now, as you probably gathered from that intro there, today's episode is going to be focused on driver recruiting. But before I actually get going here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. And whether you're watching us on YouTube or over on our site, you can check out all of our previous episodes. So if you don't think this particular episode is for you, well, there's still plenty of past episodes to check out. But I would say that pretty much anything I talk about here today for driver recruiting could really be applied to whatever industry you happen to be looking for talent in. So it may be worth your time to just hang out for a little while and check it out.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
Now, I don't really want to beat around the bush here or waste a ton of time. So I'll let you know right up front, I'm essentially going to be focusing on one area as it pertains to your driver recruiting. If you can improve here, you will improve your recruiting overall. And it's something that we here at Randall Reilly have spoken about a lot over the years. The phone call. Whether you're looking for drivers, welders, mechanics, or hey, fry cooks, if you have a job post online or using any sort of online targeting, chances are there's a phone number associated with that job and you're trying to get candidates to call you up. So it stands to reason that if you improve your effectiveness at converting phone calls into hires, you'll improve your recruiting. Simple as that.
Yeah, that checks out.
And we've talked about stuff like this before right here on this show. You're already paying for these leads, so why not make the most of them? And when it comes to phone calls, the lowest hanging fruit, the first place to look to improve in is just looking at your answer rate. Of those calls you actually paid to generate, how many did you actually answer? You can't hire someone if you never talk to them, right? And yes, sometimes they will call back if they're really interested. But in the world of trucking and driver recruiting, there's always another offer on the table. So if you don't pick up the phone and talk to a driver looking for work, another fleet will. Our research indicates that up to 70% of phone calls actually go unanswered.
You're not answering your phone.
That's a lot. And what's even worse is that half of the candidates that call will not call back again. And remember, you're already paying for those calls. That's wasted money. Not too long ago, the only solution for answering more calls was to have, people answer more calls. Maybe you just don't have enough bodies to work the phone, or drivers are calling at times that you're not staffed, which can be a pretty big number, by the way. 35 to 50% of truck driver applications come in either after the typical work hours or on the weekends. The result is the same. Potential hires are slipping right through your fingertips. And those missed potential hires translate directly into lost revenue, not to mention the additional money wasted in ads and media spend to generate the leads in the first place. So basically, it means you waste money to generate the leads, and the calls you miss, well, that ends up translating into lost revenue because, hey, parked trucks, they don't generate cash. That's bad all the way around. In the past, the solution to this problem would have simply been to either hire more recruiters or just focus on improving your overall processes if you're just overwhelmed. And to counter the calls received outside normal hours, you could have tried to, maybe have some of your recruiters take turns fielding late night or weekend calls. And to be clear, those are still options. But come on. We're in the 21st century. You can stream any show you've ever heard of. We have self-driving cars, and the graphics on video games are bordering on uncanny valley territory. Surely there's a better way, right? A smarter way. A way to leverage new technological breakthroughs to help you close the gap between more effective and efficient. Yep, there is. There's this thing out there called AI. Ever heard of it? Of course you have. It's everywhere, and it seems that everything is now AI-powered, or AI this, or AI that. Well, AI can help here too. If you're having trouble fielding those calls, If you can't keep up with the flow and are missing those valuable leads, maybe instead of having to hire several new recruiters, you could just bring in one recruiter who never eats, sleeps, or takes a day off. And I'm going to stop right here for a second. I am in no way saying that you should replace your recruiting staff with AI wholesale. It's not what I mean here. No matter how good AI gets, it's still not human. And there's something about talking to a real human that you just can't replace. But what these systems can do, and do very well, is step into the breach, bridge that gap, and take the calls after hours, on holidays, weekends, or just at 2 p.m. on a Thursday when the rest of your recruiting staff is already busy. We have our own Stratus agent that can do stuff just like that. It sounds remarkably lifelike and can be trained with your specifics. So if a driver makes a 3 a.m. phone call to poke around and ask some questions, Stratus agent will be there and be able to deliver the right information and help get them into your system and moving down your recruiting funnel. Then, when your team is back in office, instead of having missed calls, they have a viable, warm lead that has already spoken to a member of your team, and they are ready to be nurtured and moved along your process. Really, this all comes down to trying to get the most for your money. So, stop throwing it away. Whether you choose to employ an AI solution like our own Stratus agent, or decide to just stick with good old-fashioned manpower, the end goal is the same. Turn those missed calls into answered calls. Because every missed call is costing you, and it can really add up.
That's a lot of money.
And to help you figure out exactly how much it's costing you, our team has created the Missed Call Calculator. It's a completely free tool, and it's very simple to use. I'll leave a link for that down below on YouTube, or if you're watching us over on our site, you can just follow the links and all the stuff below the video player. So how does it work? Really simple. All you do is put your information into the calculator. It'll prompt you for some things, put it in, and voila. You can work out exactly how much of your spend is being, well, wasted. And let me tell you, when you see this number, it's probably going to surprise you, and not in a good way. We also just had a full Digging Deeper devoted to this topic around missed calls, lost revenue, and what you can do to improve your chances. It's a really great episode, and they take a really good and deep dive into the subject. Dave welcomes his guests Aaron Mowry and Dustin Worley back to the show. I'll leave links and info for that down below if you'd like to learn more about that. I'll also leave a link for Stratus Agent, and as always, our normal contact link if you'd just like to talk to us about how we can help you reach your goals. Hey, we'd love to work with you. Now, we'll be back next month with another edition of the Recruiting Roundup covering a new talent acquisition or driver recruiting topic. Until then, thanks for watching.